The mystery of the funeral industry has always been fascinating to me as a youth, even until now as an adult. From the removal to the burial of the deceased body, my interest with the dead has always had a state of fascination. Now that I've experienced the whole process of the funeral ritual, I do believe that from the removal to the burial of a deceased body is quite intriguing. However, I believe that the embalming, the dressing, and the casketing process is the most intriguing to me. First, the embalming process was the most intriguing to understand how the body was cleaned, disinfected, and how the blood was replaced with formaldehyde to prevent further decomposition simply held my mind captivated. After the deceased body was cleansed and disinfected, my boss and funeral director made an incision between the right clavicle and accessed the common coronary artery and the jugular vein and inserted two metal pieces with rubber pieces at the end of them. Then I witnessed the formaldehyde pumping the formaldehyde into the tubes and the blood coming out of the other tube, and the blood ran down the side of the embalming table. I knew then that I was indeed called by God into the funeral industry. You see, I was called to the gospel ministry about 36 years ago. I gave my life to that calling, and I plan to give the rest of my life to the funeral industry, the funeral ministry. In short, when I helped dress and embalm the body and casted it, now full of color that was grayish about 3 hours ago, I knew that the family would be pleased to view their loved one who now looked as if he was peacefully sleeping. Thus I understand that the funeral industry was more than just preparing a deceased body for burial. But now I know that, like the gospel ministry, ministering to people, the funeral industry is also a ministry to families, friends, and to the community at large.